Hey guys, all right, we're back. This is the next day, Thompson Farmstead Adventures, of taking care of the attic, or I should say the roof line of the shop insulation. What we found out by trying to double up this dense insulation at 93 inches, because that's what they come, lengths of 93 by 15 and a half. It was just too hard to try to slide them across all the hat channel without it starting to fray, because there's no face on it. If you had face on it, we'd just keep the insulation part together and slide it between the existing plastic that's around the R10, and then it'll slide much easier over the hat track, but that's not the case here. So what's happening is, let me flip the camera around the other way. That ain't gonna work. My phone updated and I don't have certain things. But what's going on, hopefully you can see here, is that the insulation, what we did is we just kept it folded, and we just shoved the folded part through so it was easier to get over in a shorter area. But what's happening now, because of that, end pieces are barely touching, because we had to shove it inside of the red channel up to the wall. So having it the 93 inches or half of it, it's going to be short now based on our 16 on center hat tracks. So what we're doing is we're taking some T-bar ceiling wire that I had left over from some jobs out in California, cutting them down to 17 inches, and we're drilling a hole on each side. And you'll see right there, Matthew doing it there, you'll see some little wires going across right in this area that helps support. So once it gets down, you got wire there and wire there. You know, Matthew will show you what he's doing on one. So he's drilling that out, step bit. Evidently I need to get a sharper one. It might have been from Harbor Freight, who knows. Sometimes they're not the best, but they work in a pinch. I just put the wire in both sides and it won't fall out, because it's just long enough to hit both sides on the outer side of each hat track. And we just do it all the way down to all the loose ones. So when it comes back over here, they'll do it to these ones here that are hanging down, and I'll hold them up. And right now we're seeing that one works perfectly. All right, let me start this over here, because I ended up pushing a button by accident. So on these guys here at the end, well, we have it sticking down, since I don't have my wall up and it's not finished. If we require 2 wires to hold it up, and we're going to go that route. Don't know if the insulation is going to sag over the center one, because there's just really no support. So if it doesn't work with 1 wire, we're going to put 2 wires. Now, I'm still also not done with building my little wall around here, so I can put my supply vents in, so I can feed the shop with heating and air. And I have my supply vents, 2 of them. That's all I need for here. There's a little 12 by 16 area, so I got a 10 by 6 with 6 duct coming in here. Plus, I'm also going to have my wood burning stove in here, and I'm also going to have a little Mr. Cool 3/4 ton small little unit that'll do heating and cooling. Kind of redundancy left and right. You know, power goes out during the winter time. I have the fireplace. If I run, I'm looking at doing solar panel on this roof after I get the roof stripped of the white paint, because it's actually red paint underneath it. This whole building was red on the sides, red on the roof, with all white trim and doors. And the paint's coming up because they didn't do a proper job. So what we're looking at here for the future is I'm going to build a box, a soffit, out of whatever material I'm going to use for the ceiling. And I'm going to put all of my racks on, and of course bolt them into our number 10, number 12, number 14 self-tapping screws. Screw them into the frame that's up here, all the red beams here, the red metal beams. And then I'm going to after I take the paint off the roof, I want to have like a Lion-X or a Rhino bed liner come out, and that stuff will last forever. You never have to worry about that, getting messed up. So that'll help out too with any of these high winds or possibly even a tornado and ripping it off, because once we put that thick layer on there and it sealed all the joints and everything, and sealed all the brackets that I'm having put on the roof to hold my rack system for my solar panel. Alrighty, we just got back from the local hardware store, picked up some drywall to put on the lid up here. There were like 8 pieces up there. Got some 2x4 by 12 foot and 16 foot. So we can start working on getting this wall up tomorrow, and that one there too, going that way. And we just keep rocking and rolling with this stuff. So where we left off on the ceiling build here in the shop above the office, that was on Saturday. Started getting too hot, and after moving things around, hey, I'm pushing 60. I'm not dead, but it does take me a little longer now, Anyway, so we're having issues on 2 people. This is actually like a 3 to 4 people job to make life easier, or 2 experienced drywallers to be able to get up inside there that have, experienced drywallers that have a back and legs and all that other stuff, It's just a little more difficult for me to get in between the 16-inch studs, because that's 14.5 gap, and to be able to find the stud, holding it up with my head, trying to do, I'm not young and able to do it. And, if we had a ceiling, if this was open, then I'd probably use one of those lifts that tilt and all that, which would work great here. They're just trying to work in cramped quarters, because Matthews sits up top up here, and that's probably less than 2 feet of headspace that he's got to deal with. And so he has to almost lay down and hold it up before taking the boards 8 foot this way, long ways. So now I'm switching it up. I'm putting these little T's in, little T brackets there. That way we'll do them at 8 foot this way, and I don't care if I stack them. I'm not going to worry about staggering. Like I said before, I'm not looking at taping them, mudding them, whatever, I'm going to have 3/4 inch plywood sitting on top of this thing, and it's just going to be used for storage. And this building's pretty well fire rated as it is, being metal. The only thing that's not fire rated, of course, is the walls here, the wood. But other than that, we're going to see how this works out. Right now, he's out there taking care of the water for the chickens. We already did our morning chores, feed all the animals. I took care of filling up the cans and stuff, the 30-pound cans in each coop, and getting them their scratch. Walking through my maze here. Got all this stuff all over the place. Hopefully we'll need more bags of insulation once we get out into the open here. And still trying to figure out what I'm going to use for the ceiling. I keep looking for a plastic lid, something that's easy to work with. I don't really want to go with wood paneling. I'm going to be doing the hat channel all over the place, to hold up the insulation and to install whatever I'm going to install up there. But I really want to stay away from, any type of paneling with wood strips and stuff. But then again, I might have to go that route, because I'm looking at some of this metal siding that are 3 feet by 12 feet, and they're like $70 a piece. But then again, a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of a nice paneling is almost $40. So it's like, which way do I go? But the wood's also easier to handle. We'll see what happens. All right, so now we've got the one sheet up, which is a challenge. And I'm going old school with the drill, with the cord. And the darn thing is as long as the opening is that we're working in, so it makes it really tight. I took down the one T that was up there. it back a second. Just a tight area, man. Tight area. You know, if we don't get the screws countersunk all the way, it is what it is. But what we're going to do next to make life a little easier for both of us, mainly Matthew, is we'll put this tape on the wall here, and Matthew clean it and put tape on, so we knew where the center, so the center of that yellow tape is the center of our hat track. And we're going to go ahead and just draw a line down each one of these here, so it's just easier to find that channel, and then we'll repeat the process. Right now we're only going to do 2 sheets, and then looks like we might build the tapered wall that transitions from the furnace location to here, and then we may continue on and do this wall here. That way I can see what I need to do with the plywood, my electrical lines, and then add the insulation in where I need to up in that area, because we're not completely all the way over. So once I get that wall built up going this way, then we can put another hat track in there and then put some more insulation in and then finish off the drywall. And just a process, step by step, little by little. So, all right, well, Matthew's still on there working on, let me show you real quick. I had him take a piece of wood and said, hey, I want this drywall to be screwed like every 34 inches. And at first he was taking his wood and putting the screw there and screwing up. And he said, you got what?
Got smart.
You got smart?
Yeah.
And so he taking his board and doing that. Now, I know for some of you guys out there, this is not the conventional way of doing things, but I'm training him. You know, before with me, he did work in where was that one place where you made the truck pads?
Oh, the clutch plate pads. It was called Wellman at the Port of Catoosa.
And then you did what, Walmart, and what else?
Worked in the quarry.
So this is actually his first construction job, learning framing, drywall, implement, you know, all the above. So just to have him come through and we draw the lines to see where the studs are, joists or whatever, you know, you're screwing your drywall to. I'm having him do this 3 to 4 inch spacing because we're using 1/2 inch drywall with screws that are made for, you know, the metal studs. And the difference between this and wood, of course, is that you can take that wood screw, that drywall screw, and drill right through the drywall, where this could actually strip out that 28 gauge hat track. So I'd much rather have multiple screws for that purpose of it pushing down. Well, the insulation is pushing down on the hat track and also on the drywall. So the more screws, the better, you know. That's the way I'm looking at it right now, because I don't have to worry about it popping loose later on. Here's what we've done so far. We just got done taking down all of the plywood right there from up top. And I realized that the weight of it, since it was all congested and piled in one area, is actually dipping down. So now I'm gonna have to put blocks and stuff and straighten it out. Get it so it's all level and stuff. We'll see how it turns out. If not, I'm gonna have to get my door planer and kind of take some of the reverse crown out of it, the cup. Well, I got the one sheet of drywall up because we have been working on electrical, trying to chase out stuff, figuring out what's what here. But, you know, it's been a while since I've been in here and worked on it. And then we also put the one side up and got the vents in it. So took care of that, and I spray painted all the vents black on the inside so you can't see it. That's what we typically do. So once the grills are on, you can't see inside there. You won't see that shiny reflection.